Good morning children and welcome to this video. Before moving forward with congruent triangles, let's do a recap. The objects which have the same shape and size are called congruent objects, and the relation of the two objects being congruent is called congruency. A plane figure X is said to be congruent to figure Y if X covers Y exactly when superposed over it. Thus we say X is congruent to Y. This symbol is used to indicate congruent to. Further, we would study about congruency of triangles. Triangle ABC and PQR, when placed on top of each other or superimposed, cover their corresponding parts exactly. Hence, they are congruent to each other. There are various criteria to verify the congruency of triangles. Let's first learn about side-side-side or SSS congruency criteria. Two triangles are congruent by side-side-side or SSS condition if three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of the other triangle. So in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, AB is equal to PQ, BC is equal to QR, and AC is equal to PR. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by SSS congruency. So let's start with congruency of triangles. So I have two triangles here, triangle ABC and triangle PQR. Now when can I say that triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR? So if all the three sides of one triangle are equal to all the three sides of the other triangle, and if all the three angles of one triangle are equal to all the three angles of the other triangle, then only can we say that one triangle, that is triangle ABC, is congruent to triangle PQR. So in all there are 6 conditions. What are the conditions? AB of one triangle should be equal to PQ of the other triangle. One side. The second side is BC should be equal to the second side, that is QR of the other triangle. Then AC should be equal to the third side, that is ER of the other triangle. So these are the three sides. Then let's talk about the angles. So angle A should be equal to the angle P of the other triangle. Similarly, angle B should be equal to angle Q of the other triangle, and angle C of one triangle should be equal to angle R of the other triangle. So if all these 6 conditions are true, then we can say that one triangle is congruent to the other. Now the question here arises is it necessary to prove all the 6 conditions in order to prove one triangle congruent with the other? The answer is no. So there are certain minimum conditions. If you prove those conditions, you can easily prove that one triangle is congruent to the other. So let's learn about the first condition. So the first condition for proving two triangles to be congruent is side-side-side condition. So if you prove that the three sides, SSS means three sides. So if you prove that the three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of the other triangle, then you can prove that the triangle are congruent. So you need not prove all the 6 conditions. Once you have proved three sides are equal to the three sides of the other, automatically the three angles would prove to be equal to the three angles of the other triangle. So let's start with worksheet 1, question number 2. These questions are based on the SSS condition. So the first question is, in this given figure, PS is equal to RS. See, they have marked it PS is equal to RS and PQ is equal to RQ. This is PQ, this is equal to RQ. So the first part of this question is triangle PQS? Is triangle PQS congruent to triangle RQS? So we'll have to check the 3 conditions, that is side. So you can see that this side PS is equal to this side RS of the other triangle. Then this side PQ is equal to the side RQ of the other triangle. Now what about the third side? the third side SQ is common to both the triangles. That means it is equal for both the triangles. So yes, since the three conditions are satisfied, we can say that the triangle is congruent to the other. So we will say the solution of the first part will be yes, triangle PQS is congruent to triangle RQS. Now coming to the second part, the question is state the three matching parts. The three matching parts with the help of which we arrived at the conclusion that triangle PQS is congruent to triangle RQS. So what are the various parts? Now the first side is PS. The PS side of the first triangle is equal to which side of the second triangle? It is equal to RS. Now while writing these matching parts, you have to follow certain order. See, some children would write this as PS is equal to SR, which is wrong. Why? Because if you put this triangle on top of this triangle, so you would see that this vertex P, it covers vertex R. That means vertex P corresponds to vertex R. So if you are writing here the alphabet, the vertex P in the first place, so here you have to write the vertex R in the first place. Or what you can do is just look at the name of the two triangles. Once you write one side of the first triangle, you've written the first side as PS. Now here P is in the first place and S is in the third place. So on the other side also you take the alphabet in the first place and the third place. So the order would be RS and not SR. So the second matching pair is PQ is equal to RQ. So write it down. PQ is equal to RQ. One more thing, that when you are writing the matching pairs, you have to give the reason also. Why PS is equal to RS? Because it is given in the question. So we will say given. Similarly, why PQ is equal to RQ? Because it is given in the question. And the third matching pair of the two triangles is SQ. And SQ is common to both the triangles. So we will say SQ is equal to SQ. And the reason here would be common. So these are the three matching pairs. Now the third part is a fill-up. Once you have proved that the triangle is congruent, they are asking you the angle P of one triangle would be equal to which angle of the other triangle. As I told you, once you prove that these three sides of one triangle are equal to the three sides of the other triangle, you automatically prove all the 6 conditions. That is, the 3 angles also and the 3 sides of one triangle are equal to the 3 angles and 3 sides of the other triangle. So, which angle corresponds to angle P? Angle P and angle R. So, here the fill-up would be, the third part would be, angle P is equal to angle R. Coming to the third question, triangle ABC is isosceles. Triangle ABC is given to you and they are saying it is isosceles triangle with AB is equal to AC. Now in this question, the matching equal parts are not being marked. So our first step would be to mark the matching equal parts on the diagram. So as they are saying AB is equal to AC, so we will mark it as AB is equal to AC. The next line is D is the midpoint of BC. If D is the midpoint of BC, that means D is dividing this BC into 2 equal parts. That means this part would be equal to this part. Fine. Now the first part of the question is triangle ADB. ADB means ADB. This triangle congruent to ADC. ADC. So we have to check whether these two triangles are congruent or not. So that means that we have to first check the 3 conditions S, S and S. So let's check it out. See, AB of one triangle is equal to AC of the other triangle. Then the base BD of one triangle is equal to CD of the other triangle. What about the third side? The third side AD is common to both the triangles. That means it is equal. So since the 3 conditions are satisfied, we can say that this triangle is congruent to this triangle. So the solution of the first part is yes, triangle ADB is congruent to triangle ABC. Now the next part is if yes, by which congruency condition? We have proved that this triangle is congruent to this triangle by which congruency condition? By SSS congruency condition. So we write that down, by SSS congruency condition. Now the second part of the question is state the three matching pairs. Again we will mention all the three matching pairs in order. So let's first name the first side of the first triangle, that is AB. So if we are taking AB as the one side of the triangle, the other equal side is AC. We cannot write it as CA. It should be AC. So AB is equal to AC. Give the reason, because this is given in the question. It is given in the question that these two sides are equal. The second matching pair is BD is equal to CD. You cannot write it as BD is equal to DC. So BD is equal to CD. You can check this order in the name of the triangle. If you are saying BD, BD means you are moving from here to here, BD. So similarly here also you will write it down as CD. So BD is equal to CD. The reason is again given. The third side AD is common to both. So we will say AD is equal to AD, and the reason is common. This side is common to both the triangles. So hence these are the three matching parts from which we concluded that one triangle, that is triangle ADB, is congruent to triangle ABC. Next is question number 5. In the given figure, AB is equal to CD and AD is equal to BC. So as you can see, the matching parts or the equal parts are not being marked in the diagram. So our first step would be to mark them. So AB is equal to CD. AB, this is equal to CD, this side. And AD is equal to BC. AD, that means this side, this complete side, is equal to BC, this side. So we have to prove is triangle ADC. ADC, that means this triangle is congruent to triangle CBA. CBA, that means the other triangle. Now let's look for the matching parts. See, the side CD or DC of one triangle is equal to the side BA or AB of the other triangle. Fine. Then the side BA is equal to the side BC of the other triangle. And then the third side is the base. Both the triangles, they are lying on the same base. So this base AC or CA is common to both the triangles. So yes, since the three conditions SSS are satisfied, so these two triangles are congruent. So let's write down the solution for the first part. Yes, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CBA. Now the second part of the question is again the same. We have to mention the three matching parts. So let's write down the first side of the first triangle, DC. So if I write it as DC, the other side would be named as BA, or you can see the order from the name of the triangle. If you're saying DC, then the other should be BA, because this name of the triangle is always written in the order. So DC is equal to BA. The reason is it is given in the question. The other side DA, if I take the other side as DA, then the corresponding side would be BC. See, you can check here, DA, so BC. This is again given in the question. What about the third side of both the triangles? The third side is CA or AC, which is common to both the triangles. So we can write it anyways. AC is equal to AC. Why? Because this is common. Now the third part of the question is, if the two triangles are congruent, then angle D would be equal to which angle of the other triangle? So it is now very much visible from this diagram. Angle D would be equal to angle B. Or you can again have a look at the name of the triangle. Here the D is in the center, so the corresponding angle B is also lying here in the center. So the third part, the answer to the third part is angle D is equal to angle B. Coming to the sixth and the last question of worksheet 1. The question says, if triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, fill in the blanks. Now in this question, no diagram is given to us. So that means we have to look for the corresponding equal side from the name of the triangles. We will judge the sides from the name of the triangle. So now first side is AB. Now look here, AB is the first and the second alphabet. So here also we will take the first and the second alphabet. So the corresponding equal side of the other triangle would be DE. You cannot write it as ED. Next, the second part is angle C. Now here the C alphabet is at the third place. So angle C would be equal to the third alphabet here, that is angle F. The third part EF. EF, that means they are talking about the second triangle. EF, that means here the corresponding side would be BC. So EF would be equal to BC. Fourth part is angle D. Here angle D, the D alphabet is in the first place, so angle D would be equal to angle A. Fifth is CA. CA means from here to here. CA would be equal to FD. We cannot write it as DF. So CA is equal to FD. And the last one, angle B. Angle B is lying in the center, so here angle E is lying in the center. So angle B is equal to angle E. With this, we are done with worksheet 1 of chapter 9.